Hey, this is Mike with Christian Meds. I set out a goal to produce videos once a week for 2 years, and this is the end of the 2 years. I just want to talk about it. Let's get started. So I first want to just wish everybody a Happy New Year. It's been quite a journey going through, all the COVID stuff and all the other stuff that's happened over the last couple of years. For me, part of my goal was to lay out Christian Meds and to produce a video once a week for 2 years and just get used to being in front of a camera and just talking about God and talking about just spiritual things, the way our bodies work, the way, God has laid things out, a little bit about, just energy and energy flows, the way we end up looking at life, and just trying to really work on relationship with not only God, but with other people, and really trying to live out the greatest commandment. So, that's really what this channel's been focused on, and that's really what I've been trying to, produce every week. Just trying to produce something that kind of broke things down, made me understand a little bit better, feel closer to God, and all those types of things. One of the things that I've read lots of studies and things like that, and one of the studies that I read a long time ago talked about, if people, get in the Word, 1 day a week, whether that has an effect on their lives or not. They really found that once get to where you do it 4 times a week, that's really when the benefits start blossoming, where your stress levels change and where you're rest and relax and you start handing things more over to God, where that transition really happens. And, I think that's really important in life. The more that we take on ourselves as a burden, I think the more stressed out we are, the more we don't cope with life very well. And I think the more we try to hand things over to a greater power, I think the more we are just one with God and trying to do His purpose and not our own purpose when it comes to our lives. Now, when it comes to this channel and all that, I really need to refocus. I need to figure out what I want to do with it, how I want to promote it, whether I want to keep it going, whether I feel like I can really build it into something that is beneficial to God's kingdom, or if I'm just doing it for my own self development and retrospective of my relationship with God. When it comes to a relationship with God, it is quite a personal relationship. There is a corporate kind of worship that happens throughout the church. But really, it's that relationship one-on-one, that development is what really matters. That development is what really makes what I would consider a true Christian. It's having that relationship. It's understanding that you are connected not only to God, but to every other person on the planet. And you need to treat those people with the love and respect that God wants you to. Not compromising your beliefs, but allowing grace to abide through your beliefs and showing people love even when they don't deserve it. I really think that's part of the purpose of the gospel, is that we will be judged based upon how judgmental we are in our beliefs. Now, do I still, hold fast to Jesus is the only way? Yeah, Jesus is the only way. What exactly that means in the grand scheme of things and how that gets applied to every given situation, I'm not sure anymore. I'm really not. And it's not my place to judge how it's going to get applied, because it gets to be quite confusing when you realize that people don't need to be a perfect theologian, so therefore they don't have to get all the answers right. When you look at every single person in the Bible, they were all kind of messed up in certain ways. They all denied Him in in certain situations. You know, um, Peter was told he would deny him 3 times before the rooster crowed, and that's what happened. You know, did that make him an unbeliever? No, no. Did he walk perfectly? No, no. And we're not called to walk perfectly, but we are called to be unashamed. And I think that's part of what this whole channel is about, is being unashamed of the gospel, knowing that it's offensive to some people, but not worrying about that. Just worrying about trying to be true to it, trying to say it's God's grace, God's great love. Look at this beautiful love and gift that he gave us unconditionally. And that is really the most important thing when it comes to the whole gospel. So that's just kind of my thoughts this year. We're wrapping up the year. Just Happy New Year to everyone. Have a blessed 2022, and we'll talk to you next year.